Welcome to EFET Interviews. I'm in the war chest room, and we got ourselves a new and approved guest. His name is Alex Fame. He is the DRW World Heavyweight Champion, and he will go against Susie Spitz for the DRW World Heavyweight Championship in the main event at the Reed Arena and at Beer Bash. So say what's up to my peeps out there.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for having me, GVD. First off, that's the first thing I gotta say. I mean, it's been one crazy ride that I've been going through in DRW, and I mean, what other way can I actually say it can get crazier than to be on the war chest?
Well, this first question I'm asking you. What's going through your mind about the main event match against Susie Spitz? What's going on through your mind? Are you mentally ready? Are you prepared for this main event quality match against a worldwide superstar known as Susie Spitz? Are you mentally ready? Are you ready?
Come on, man. You know me. I'm ready. I'm not worried about this match at all. I'm not even sweating it. I mean, actually, I'm in the very top condition of my career. I'm actually doing pretty good. I mean, after coming back off of this injury, things it couldn't be any better. And, I mean, yeah, I'm going against Susie Spitz. That's a good opponent. And, I mean, some might say that she's legendary, but I'm not. I mean, hey, yeah, she's done a couple things in the women's division, but that's the women's division. Now she's stepping into a pool infested with sharks. And I'm just going to be that big, nasty shark that puts her out of commission.
Strong words right there. Talking about the women's division, you are in a personal relationship with your wife, known as Aisha Brooks. She is Paige in the women's division. What do you think about her women's title reign as in DRW? What's going through your mind about her and being the top woman in her division right now?
I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, like I said earlier on today, I mean, when it comes down to DRW, we decide not to mix personal and business, or vice versa. So, I mean, yeah, I'm proud of her, and I know that she's the top woman in her division. And, I mean, I've actually seen her promos. I've read them. I've gone through them. I've ran every possible scenario. Nobody can touch her. And pretty much, I'm actually gonna admit this. If it ever came down to it, I'm losing every fight to her. Every single fight.
Every single fight.
There's no winning.
Huh?
No winning.
Knowingly, that.
I'm not saying this just only because I'm being recorded right now and I know that she can hear everything that I'm saying, but I mean, it's just it comes down to a certain point in time to where you have to man up and actually admit who can beat you, who can't beat you, and you actually have to know what your limitations are. And when it came down to it, and I said this earlier, the men's division, they show absolutely no love towards one another. Yeah, it could be a couple of other people that says, oh, good promo here and there, but I mean, when it comes down to the women's division, they can't stress it enough. And I mean, that's what I'm trying to get through these guys' heads. Like, we have to look out for each other. Like, I mean, we're at the top of the bar. DRW started off as a low-class indie fed, and now look where we're at a year and a half later. I mean, it's amazing, but only time can tell.
What do you think about the co-main event for the DRW Elite World Heavyweight Championship? It's Chris Zero defending against Mark Jacobs, former world champion, which you beat him for, against Tyler H. and forget the other guy. Torrance Banks, your little buddy. What do you think about? What's going through your mind about this fatal four-way match for the DRW Elite World Heavyweight Championship? Because it's a 3-1 odds, and who do you want to walk out as the champion?
Well, the way I see it, I'm familiar with all four of those competitors. Obviously, we've been up down the road together, and honestly, I I mean, I see Mark Jacobs walking out as the DRW Elite World Champion because this guy, he's come up from being at the bottom, then he became World Champion. And once again, I apologize for this, Jacobs. I did beat you for the world title, but that was something that I never lost. And it's actually his time. Like, it's his time to shine, but don't ever, and I repeat, ever count Torrance Banks out because that guy is phenomenal. That guy can come out of nowhere, and he can pull upset victories out of the hat like it's nothing.
Well, what's the future for your career as world champion? Because you haven't held the DRW Elite whatever championship yet. Are you going to pursue for the DRW Elite whatever championship, or are you going to stay as the world champion and be the top guy in the company?
I mean, that's a pretty tough question right there because, I mean, you can't always remain the top guy in the company. And the way I look at it, I'm pretty much the most generous guy there besides Jose or Chris Darrow. And that is, once again, the most arguable fact. Why isn't Alex Fame posted on anything? He's not advertised the right way. He's not exactly the star that he's meant to be. But, I mean, if you look at it, when it comes down to it, if I lose this title, I lose the title to a competitor that has to be absolutely the best. And I'm not knocking Susie's abilities. She can win this title, or what? She can actually take it away from me, and I wouldn't be mad about it. But see, here's the thing. It's not her time. It's still my time. I dictate when I lose this title, and right now, I'm not going to lose it. So, if anything, yes, when I lose this title, I am going to look for other options. I mean, I'm a former Superfly X Division champion, and I'm a former peer champion. So, the Elite Championship, that sounds pretty good on a resume, if you ask me.
Count it. Because, as myself, as a former undisputed champion, in a group with Bill, and as a little class, I fought against a legendary wrestler known as Devon Richardson, which you know about him. I beat him for the DRW Undisputed Championship back in 2012, which I still grudges me that I am not on the top class right now, but I'm stick at the mid-card level, pushing up the next talent up. And with you being the world champion, it's like you're looking at top future contenders for the championship. Talking about contenders, it's DMG versus Adam Rush versus Josh Knight. My Josh Knight. I'm sorry that I bring his name up, but he's my personal rival in the business. And who do you think is going to walk out as the number one contender for your World Heavyweight Championship? Possibly at Dark Mania 2 in Santa Clara, California at Levi Stadium.
Honestly, if anybody would ask, it would be something. Well, hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to put you on hold for a minute because something just came up.
Commercial break.
About that, like, I had to gather my thoughts for a minute. You said, who do I want to walk out as the number one contender for my world title, right?
Yes, it's DMG versus Adam Rush versus Josh Knight for your title. It's number one contendership for your title.
Personally, DMG, that would be the match of my career. Like, that would be the match that I would absolutely have to have. But see, there's also one match that hasn't happened yet that everybody has been asking for across the EFED Nation, and that's Josh Knight versus Alex Fame. Because me and him, we've been tag team partners, and we never actually had a one-on-one match against each other. And it's arguably who's better between the two of us. Is it me or is it him? And that's something that I will find out.
Well, I used to know you as Judas Insanity. Now you turn into Alex Fame. You turn into a rapid fighter who goes out and makes his name for himself like that. And with you as the world champion, there's a target on your back. That's what people always say. There's a target on your back. And me, I have a match tonight for the DRW Chronic title against Jay Styles, which arguably the Chronic title is like the X Division title of TNA, which I can cash in for a DRW Elite World Heavyweight Championship or a DRW World Heavyweight Championship match in the future. And with the target on your back, I don't want to cash in on you or the Elite World Heavyweight Championship. I want to wait for an opportunity to show up. And you have a target on your back, and can you give us a feedback on what are you going to do? Because you have a bullseye on the back of your head.
I mean, that's actually good, and don't get me wrong. I mean, it's never good to have a target on your back, but I mean, that comes with the job. That's the billet. I mean, when I signed the contract and I actually went out there and I won this title for the second time, I knew what was going to come with that task. I knew what was going to happen once I won this championship. And honestly, I wouldn't rather have it any other way because, I mean, if you come after me or the Elite World Heavyweight Championship, so be it. Be my guest. You can come after me if you want to, but just know that risk that you're taking. Just know that you're stepping into the ring, not with the best, but with the greatest. I am the greatest man that ever lived. I am the best professional wrestler in DRW today. Not sports entertainer, but professional wrestler. So, I mean, I'm not no Chris Zero. I'm not Adam Rush. I mean, I'm Alex Fame. I'm an entity in my own right. But yet, DRW management, they don't see that for some reason. They don't see me as an Adam Rush or a Chris Zero or RPM. And don't get me wrong, those guys are legends. They're legendary in their own right. But see, they haven't exactly accounted for what I have done as Judas Insanity and as Alex Fame because, I mean, I was in a dark place in my life as Judas Insanity, and that's a place that I really don't like to be in. But if I had to go back, I would, because that was something that was embraceful. Everybody embraced him. It was a graceful presence, but at the same time, it was a place that nobody actually understood I was in. And, I mean, so be it. If you want to come after me, GVD, so be it. I'll welcome that challenge.
Well, there's been a lot of happening. I asked this question to a lot of people in the group itself. There's been a lot of people that's been leaving without letting people know. And it's pertaining to the next gen. Not me. Everybody says, oh, I leave all the time. That's my thing. But it's the next gen that's leaving their opportunity right there. They're leaving because they're losing. But they're leaving because they can't promo for shit. They're leaving because of real life problems. Probably all three, I don't know. But give me feedback on the people that are leaving just for no reason.
For the people that's leaving for no reason, and for whatever reasons they may be, some may be personal, some may be because they felt like they didn't have the skills that was needed at the time. But I was in the same boat. Believe it or not, I was in the same boat. I was frustrated that I was leaving, that I was steady losing matches, and I was ready to leave. And then the person reached out to me. And believe it or not, that was the person that you just mentioned a couple minutes ago, DMG. She reached out to me, and she told me the do's and don'ts of the business, and she looked out for me ever since. But then there was another person who also came out of the shadows, and he kind of, guided me and taught me a little bit of his ways, and that was Chris Knox. I mean, this whole journey of my career in DRW, I owe that to them, because without them, there would be no Alex Fame, and I'm completely grateful for that. So for the guys and women that are leaving DRW, all I can say is good riddance, I wish them the best in the future endeavors, because DRW is meant for the best, and I won't even fight unless I'm fighting the best. Now, don't get me wrong, I fought Eric Draven at Perdition Sales, and I mean, I underestimated him. That guy is phenomenal. He's a Class A athlete. So he's up on the horizon. He may not be coming after my title now, but sooner or later our paths will cross again. And this time it won't end in a no contest. The match will end just like any other match, just like the match with me and Susie will end with me being victorious, my hand raised high with the other hand in possession of the DRW World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, talking about Chris Knox, you said he won the Extreme Rumble, and there was a lot of controversy over his win because people were jackasses and they stood up and jumped shit. And Chris Knox is a man with a journey on the winning a title at Darkmania too. I was on the DRW radio show, which you know about, and he was talking, and Chris Knox had put his vote in at Darkmania in the main event for the DRW World Heavyweight Championship. So he submitted his name in to the world title picture. And what do you think about that? Because he's the one who brought you back into the business. So what do you say about that?
That is true, but let's not forget exactly who tried to take me out of the business. Chris Knox, genocide, whatever he wants to be called, I haven't forgotten about him. He's still my target. So all these events that are happening before Darkmania 2, oh, you better believe I will be walking into Darkmania 2 as the World Heavyweight Champion, because I will gain my redemption after what he did. He was the reason why I sat at home for nearly 6 months due to an injury. And he took away my livelihood. He took away what I love, basically almost as much as my wife. So don't get me wrong on that. She's number one. And most people don't even remember. Last year, I was the wild card in Darkmania, and I walked out with the very title that I hold today. This year, I'm walking in with that title, but I won't lose it, because I'm not that type of guy to lose when it's the biggest match of my career. So, this could be, I could put anybody on notice right now. Knox, Spit, Rush, Zero, anybody that wants to target me, I welcome all comers. Why try to wait one by one in a line when you can all come at me at once? Because I like a challenge. I don't like waiting. I want to get everything done as soon as possible when I want, not when management wants. I'm trying to give these people a show because I go out there each and every week and I prove to management that I am the best. So that's what I'm going to do.
This is the last question I always ask people. What do you think about EFED and how it's standing right now? What do you think about EFED, all of EFED? And give me your feedback and around the EFED world, because this is a show. It's called EFED Interviews. We'll talk about EFED. We'll talk about different groups, but we're talking about EFED right here. So what do you think about EFED as of right now?
Oh man, that one is really stumping me right now. Dealing with EFEDs, a lot of it has changed since I first came into EFEDs. When I came into EFEDs, I was naive, I was young, and on top of that, I only knew of one EFED that was very popular at the time, and that was Ring of Honor. Most people were there, and then, to me, at the time, they knew how to promo better than me, like they were elite. And then, of course, as time progressed and my skills progressed, I actually took time off from ROH after being fired, of course, and then they brought me back, and then I staged a walkout, and they fired me again. And Well, pretty much after being fired, like for the fourth time from Ring of Honor, I went around and I scouted, and that landed me in ECW. That landed me in places like Wrestling Society X, and then DRW the first time around, becoming the first ever tag team champion in DRW under the name Tyler Wolf. And then I left, came back almost 6 months later, and here I am again in DRW. But only this time, roles have been reversed. I'm actually winning championships. They're actually trying to push me the right way, but then all of a sudden it stopped. And then Knox, once again, he reached out to me, and he was like, "Oh, come to Hard Knocks Wrestling. We'll teach you how, everything goes." And bam, sidelined with an injury. And there's a lot of personal stuff that's going on that I haven't released to the public yet, and I still feel as this time is now that it's not actually ready to be aired publicly. Only a select few knows of what's going on. And as of EFES right now, I say it could be better because you have guys that are coming in, and women too, because the women divisions in most of the EFES now are actually phenomenal, and they're better than the males. And it pains me to say that because, once again, the females, they look out for each other. As to us, the guys, we just say, "Oh, it's a dog-eat-dog world. We're going to go ahead and see who's the best, who can be better. I'm not going to like this promo because it was better than mine and I don't want to admit it." Or, "I don't want to like this promo because I don't like this guy." Or something like, "I'm too lazy." But it doesn't take that much time just to click a like button or to go ahead and, say, leave a comment just to tell them where they can improve on, or what you didn't like or what you did like. So, I mean, it could be better. But while I'm on here with you, you said this was where, like, words are shot at. I feel like you were trying to hold back questions, like you weren't throwing as many as you could at me. Why is that? That's my question to you.
Why am I not shooting the questions?
Any comments on how you feel my career is going, or you're not asking me, like, you're not telling me anything about what do you think of what Alex Fame is, or what do you think he can do, or what do you think you don't like about him? Because at the end of the day, I listen to the voices of the people, but at the same time, it's ultimately up to what I decide, what I feel is best for my career, and at the same time, what I can do to improve on that career. So, go ahead, enlighten me. Tell me what you think. Since you actually made a comment saying that you have a Chronic Championship match later on tonight, which I wish you do win this match. I mean, no offense to Jay Styles, because he's a great competitor in his own right, but I wish you will win this match. I want you to win this match because I want you to target me. I don't want you going after the Elite World title because that wouldn't be the way that the fans want this to go. They want to see Fame versus GVD. I want to see Fame versus GVD.
You want to see the in-character Death Machine GVD against the world champion Alex Fame in the future. Well, I see this truck passes by. The trash truck. Fuck.
With you, even if you don't walk out as the Chronic Champion, how about this? We do this on Massacre, GVD versus Fame. If you actually walk out as Chronic Champion, we'll do a simple champion versus champion match. But if you don't, we'll just go ahead and turn that into a world title match, and I'll go ahead and have a warm-up before I face Fitz at Beer Bash.
Damn. In the words of my cousins who are watching this right now, who are in heaven right now, in the words of them, I accept your challenge on my own show. And what do I think about the career of Alex Fame? The career of Alex Fame is phenomenal. I'm not stealing the words from AJ Styles, who calls himself the phenomenal one, which he is the one who breaks the necks in New Japan. Your career is phenomenal. Your career is up there with the likes of Chris Zero and myself, DMG, Torrance Banks, Chris Knox, and everybody else in DRW, because We are the current gen. We're the global leaders. Even yourself, we are the global leaders in DRW. We're not gonna let anyone walk over us because we are the current gen. I don't care what the next gen says. Next gen can suck my dick. I ain't saying it in a homosexual way. I'm saying it in a no homo way because they suck.
Classic GVD.
Even my nephews, Benjamin Lecter, War Prince Victor, which I stabbed the streak, and with others like Michael Wolf, T.J. Bryant, Jen DeMongo. See, the next gen, work your butts off, then we'll talk later because we're the current gen, and we're the global leaders. And that's what Alex Fame is here for. He is your leader. I, myself, is the person who speaks the truth on the show. And with him, his wife, history making, the power couple, is the hugest out there. And their career is phenomenal. Alex Fame. I have no negative comment on your career because you're the best in the world at what he does. I'm not taking the words from CM Punk. I don't want to get sued.
I'm not trying to eat up all your time here, but I got a couple things to get off my chest here, mostly about Beer Bash and Susie, because she's been making derogatory remarks for the past couple of days now. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's what a sports entertainer does. That's her job. But I mean, it's redundant. It really is, and it's very comical at that because I mean, wait, hold on. Let me calm down because I'm using too many big words and she won't understand me. So why don't I speak like this? Because she needs to understand that an alcoholic can't beat a man that's sober. See, that's what actually gets me going because she goes out and she lives in a fantasy world. She thinks that she's walking out with my DRW World Heavyweight Championship. That's something that I worked so hard. I worked nearly my whole entire adult life just to get that. And she thinks she can just take it away with the blink of an eye. Nah, I can't have that. Because, see, I'm representing not only myself, not only my wife, who beat her, by the way, but I'm representing the entire men's division because they don't have the balls to do or say the things that I have to do or say. Because I, unlike them, don't fear a woman. I am not intimidated by a woman. I don't even care. I don't discriminate. My hands do not discriminate. My feet do not discriminate. I will put her in her place come Beer Bash March 1st. I will put her face into that mat. I will pin her 1, 2, 3, and that will be the end of the fairy tale known as the Susie Split story.
Talking about the Susie Spitz name, I made a remark in one of my promos about her last name, in which I got management up my ass about that. But damn, March 1st is my out of character birthday too. To tell you the truth, what's coming next? We don't know. We don't know what's going on in the headquarters. I'm not there. I'm here in the DRW rings doing what I do.
That's the difference between me and you. Management, they can't pull the wool over my eyes. We all know what's going on. Chris Zero is the puppet master, and he's pulling the strings. See, they think that, oh, we're going to go ahead, we're going to hand this kid Alex Fame the DRW World Heavyweight Championship, and then they won't suspect a thing. We're still going to go ahead and make the Elite World Heavyweight Championship. That way we can have a title that's more important, more prestigious, and we can plaster your face, whoever the champion is, on everything. So basically what I have in my hand is a paperweight to them, huh? Well, it ain't to me. What I hold in my hand every single night, day in and day out, every single week of every given month and year. What I hold that means something from where I come from. I mean, yeah, growing up in Detroit, that we didn't have stuff that was shiny like this. We didn't have stuff that was heavy or stuff that was actually meant to be something important. What we had a corner store with 99-cent liquor and stuff like that, that guys you could see sitting on the corner ready to rob you for some shoes or your nice new jacket. We had stuff like that. So Susie, I believe that you have your facts wrong. You're misconstrued in so many ways. You believe that I'm working with Adam Rush after that guy said all the things that he said about me, after I said all the things I said about him. Yes, they may be words, but guess what? I despise the guy. If I actually seen him to this very day, I would shove his teeth down his throat.
Whoa.
That's the same with management. Because management has pissed off the wrong guy for the last time. I'm tired of being pushed back to the shadows. I'm tired of these fans being hindered. They need to see a professional wrestler. They need a savior. On this very day, I am a catalyst of change. On this very day, things will change. And I promise the entire DRW universe, not only will I be walking out of Beer Bash as still the DRW World Heavyweight Champion, but I will become the sole face of DRW and right the biggest wrong that is known as Chris Zero.
Ooh, that's some big words, but all things must do come to an end on this show. And I want to say thank you, Al Spence, for being on my IFA Interviews podcast. And have a blessed weekend. And love y'all people. Mwah. And have a great weekend. This has been another War Chest Room interview.